So I'm back for a third time, just to give you guys a bit of an update of how life has been. And I want to go back to just before the pandemic hit. I was enjoying, the actor's life and getting gigs here and there, and was about to do Fences by August Wilson in Montreal. And I got my ticket, was ready to go, and then they started to close things down because the pandemic was really becoming a real issue. And they had to cancel the play. They were trying to hold on to be able to do it, but they held on for weeks and weeks, and then realized that things were just getting worse, and this was becoming a real world issue. So I didn't even realize the intensity of the situation. I was like, oh no, this will be resolved in no time. We'll be able to do the play and things will go back to normal. And then a month later, you see the numbers going up and deaths rising, and I started to realize anyway, that this was a very serious thing, and made me think of swine flu and Ebola and all of that, and the world was changing right before our eyes. So once we were forced to isolate, I remember the first night walking my dog, and it was a ghost town. It was late in the evening, and there was no one around, not a sound, not a peep, and I felt like I was in a different world, and started to realize, like, this is not the world as I knew it ever again, and it was a very serious issue that we're all going through. And to be forced into isolation, I have to say, not having contact with people at first was, a nice change, to just be able to self-isolate, to meditate, to reflect on life, and to, I guess, rearrange my mind and my way of thinking, and just to have time to myself, and to decompress in a sort of way. And also, it was really nice to be able to have my dog too, to be able to go on walks with Siri, just for mental health, to have that sort of stability every day, to go out in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. It was just a very healthy state of mind for me to have. And not having her, I don't know what state I would have been in, not being able to talk to anyone. I had a lot of conversations with my dog. Obviously, it was a very one-sided conversation, but it helps. It does help. But then, as it went on, and a year into this pandemic, and still being alone and not being able to see people as much as you want to, your family or friends, it does get to you. It really does get to you. And for me, what helped me was staying in connection with people that I really cherish, family and friends, and that's whether through phone calls or just keeping that small social circle going. Really kept me going as well, and as well as going for walks, as I said. But also things that I enjoy, like watch tons of movies and read, a few books here and there, and that kept my spirits high. I think being able to focus on things that keep you happy, at least for me, is what got me through a lot of the tough times. Yeah, and being isolated, I'm trying to think now, like even doing things like grocery shopping, when it was sort of dangerous or very unsafe to go out, I would have neighbors that could go and shop for me, do that for me. And then I also sort of experimented with online grocery shopping, and which is very convenient. You have your groceries and everything delivered to your door, but the cost is very impractical. I mean, it's just so damn expensive, and it's just not affordable, especially with someone living on disability, and people that don't have that much money to spend to begin with. It's just not something you could do. So I would just have to luckily rely on the kindness of my neighbors to get that done for me. I really have to give a huge thank you to my personal support workers throughout this whole pandemic situation, because they've been pretty consistent with all the work and the assistance that they provided me, and all the clients in our building. They had to, through all this, they still had to come to work, even with the uncertainty of everything going on, and basically risking their lives, not knowing if they'd catch the virus or not. So we would all have to wear masks, and they would wear gloves as well, and I found myself just trying to socially distance as much as I could, just to be on the safe side for both of us in the room. But I really do appreciate the fact that, you know, that at least the government has now noticed a lot more, you know, what they provide, what services they provide for us. So I just want to say thank you for that.